the two blogs that were against me, Dizzy Thinks and Burning Our Money. I mean, Dizzy, I think, is actually the best Conservative blog apart from your blog, possibly. But I mean, he combines everything that I think a good blog should be about. And Mike Denham on Burning Our Money, when I first came across Mike during the David Davis leadership campaign, when he wrote the Davis blog, which we couldn't find out who it was first of all. People thought it was me, but it wasn't. And I mean, he is just brilliant at getting stories. I mean, he is a proper journalist, if you like, which I don't think Phil or Phil Hendren, who writes Dizzy Things, or I would ever think of ourselves as. So if I did vote for myself, but if I hadn't voted for myself, I would have actually voted for Dizzy.
I consider myself a moderate. I don't think most people there are conservative. We have lots of trolls that come on to Conservative Home, but I fly the flag, and I'm probably one of the few Cameroonies that post on Conservative Home. That said, of course, I'm against the policy on grammar schools.
Well, when we set it up last year, I was elected last May. We've got quite a young demographic in Maida Vale, and we wanted to make sure that we had a website which they could interact with and they could use as a resource. And we also wanted to use it so in 2010, when we come back up for election and we walk down people's streets and they say to us, what have you done for us in Delaware Road or whatever, and we can actually say, well, if you go to the website, you can find out how many potholes we've filled in, or how many pavement slabs we've replaced. So it's quite a targeted thing to make sure that we have a good message to put out there to our residents.
I don't have a blog, but I work in monitoring, and I basically couldn't do my job properly without blogs. I couldn't get through my day without knowing things that I learned from Ian Dale and Guido Fawkes, and I like reading Britain and America. That's one of my personal favourites. It doesn't really help my job, but it's interesting. I think blogs are a really, really important part of political scene right now, because they that's where all the important information is, really. You learn things first there more than anywhere else. So.
My name is Malcolm. I blog as Malcolm on Conservative Home, as you know, every day. Spend far too much of my day looking at it. I look at most of the other major political blogs like Ian Dale, Guido from time to time, the opposition Labour Home, boring as it is. But I do spend far too much of my time blogging. If my boss realised, I'd be fired.
And we're very keen bloggers.
Yeah, we are indeed, yeah. Also, we thought it'd be good to have like a youthful presence from the that wing side.
Bring the average age down and all of that. We read Guido Fawkes, Ian Dale.
Variety. We read the Croydonian as well, Dizzy Thinks, a lot of the main blogs. We also try to look at some of the more local blogs though, like West Midlands Conservatives and Deirdre Eldon, our PPC as well. So we focus on both local and national, preferably.
I do have a blog, which you can find at carolinehug.blogspot.com. I sort of write about what I think of what's going on in politics and the Conservative Party for that day. I think blogs are a very good thing. I think everyone has very different tastes in blogs, so to say that there's thousands of boring, pointless blogs out there is ridiculous, because there's always an audience for somebody's blog and somebody always wants to read it.
I think when you view a balanced basket of blogs, you realise just how much journalists edit public opinion. You realise that just how red in tooth and claw public opinion really is on lots of different subjects, and journalists tend to feel that they have to be responsible and edit down and curtail sort of anything they regard as remotely extreme or not politically correct, and that goes of left and right politically. And so one of the wonderfully refreshing things about blogs is that you do actually see what people really think. People are prepared to be themselves, they express themselves in the kind of language you hear in pubs, in bus queues, that kind of thing. So you really feel you're connecting with real people and not having all your news and information filtered by someone who feels that they're sitting up on high and know better than you do.
Well, Conservative Home is obviously utterly marvellous, as is well known. As to my blog, well, I write a bit about UK politics, I write a bit of Croydon politics, lots and lots of international politics, but for me the single best thing about blogging is the interaction with other readers. So hopefully whenever I find something interesting which I blog about, other readers will find it interesting too, they'll comment and we kick off a conversation between us.